So the thing that I end up talking about in a satsang like this is always the thing that's been kind of prevalent that week before, the days leading up to the satsang. And this week, well, as every week, life suggests a subject. And of course, it's all the same subject. It's all talking about what we really are, but a different aspect of that. And this week has been no different. I've been kind of bombarded by people having some kind of heart opening. And it's been going on for myself as well, a deepening even further. Every time I feel that my heart is about to explode, if I feel any more love, it kind of goes a little further. So I thought it might be a good thing to speak about because it's an integral part of awakening, and it tends to come more as our seeing is deepening and our awakening is maturing. But it can happen at any time, and it certainly did for me. And it's kind of heart opening is a different kind of awakening than awakening to the realization that we're not separate to anything. That understanding kind of liberates a lot of the thinking. The mind begins to become much quieter. And for me, there was a lot of peace that came when I began to realize I'm not separate to anyone or anything. And perhaps most noticeably, an absence of fear and diminishment in unworthiness and all of that. But behind that and underneath that, and then after that, there was this kind of ongoing heart opening where the realization has gone deeper that it's not only that I'm not separate to anyone or anything else, but I also am everyone and everything else. And even if you're not sort of aware of this consciously yet, you may begin to notice these moments where love just begins to fill your being, flood your being, and you begin to experience a very different way of living, of moving around the world. We kind of get caught in this very synchronistic flow. Everything seems to just unfold perfectly, and we happen to meet whoever we need to meet, and things just fall into place. And it's all happening inside this kind of loving embrace of life. And I really wanted to talk today about how to kind of facilitate that and work with that. Because even deeper than peace, really even better than bliss, is to be able to look with your eyes open at your world and feel nothing but a sense of deep connection, respect for all of this creation, and a sense of fulfillment and contentment and wonder and awe that really wasn't present for me at first. First, it came as peace and contentment and a lack of suffering. And then later it blossomed into this deep, deep, rich love. And it's really that kind of love that we haven't tasted before as human beings. We've tasted conditional love, usually in our relationships and perhaps with our relationship with our own self. Conditional love being, I love you when, or I love you if you make me feel this way, or I love myself when this changes about me, or I love myself, I'll approve of myself, I'll accept myself. These are all words for love, aren't they? When and if, and this is a conditional love. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's where we start from. But this deeper, richer, even further than unconditional love is non-dual love, which is just love without an object, just love. That whatever I see and I perceive is my own self, is the self. And it may be appearing as something different, but it isn't really actually different. And maybe even just for a moment now, you can just take a moment and say, imagine within yourself, what would it feel like as an exercise to kind of open ourselves to this love? We can all do it right now. What would it be like if I didn't feel I had to guard myself from anyone or anything. Our mind says, when the world's a safer place, when my world's a safer place, I'll let down my barriers. And we all have these barriers, these conditional ways of loving ourselves and others. This love, as it begins to emerge, sometimes we can help this love to emerge into our world. And it opens our heart and it begins to transform all of our life. What would it be like to meet everyone in your world with curiosity, an open curiosity and a wonder? The very next person you meet is a divine incarnation of Krishna or of Christ or of Muhammad or any of the great sages and saints that you may have learned from or revered. The very next person, no matter how that human being is, where they're at in their own awakening, whether they're completely still lost in their own thoughts about being a separate being, what would it be like to kind of meet them and there be no self-consciousness, no barriers, no defense mechanism, nothing within me that says I have to hold back a little bit here? Can you just for a moment imagine that rich quality where there's a love that is so complete that it not only, it's not that it doesn't care, this love, what you've done or what you haven't done or what you feel you need to change about yourself or how you feel you need to improve yourself before you're worthy of this love. It literally doesn't see anything other than itself, this pure, brilliant, non-dual love. It's not like, okay, I love you because I'm looking past all of your faults and flaws. It's like I don't see anything other than this love. No matter how convinced you are that there's something that needs fixing about you, or that you're not awakened enough, or whatever. All this love sees when it looks at something is it sees the same thing looking back, the same impeccable perfection already so in that. So how do we facilitate that? How do we allow that to come into our, we're so good at allowing the wisdom to come in, but then allowing the heart to open really gives us all the goodies of this awakening, this kind of synchronistic, beautiful dance of manifestation moving, of which each body mind is a small part in this kind of choreographed whole movement of the universe, of which there is a step and a flow, a way that your life wants to go, where it just becomes this magical awe and wonder day after day, feeling blessed, feeling loved, feeling excited and passionate about life again. And for me, the way that I really began to allow this love is to be willing to question the things that were in the way of it. Of course, these ideas I had that I wasn't ready for it, that I wasn't going to be able to handle it, that I didn't deserve this pure love. And we're calling it love. We could call it grace. We could call it the self. But it's here right now, and it is always 24 hours a day trying to break through the smallest crack in our defense mechanisms. And what a gift that would be for humanity if you began to let that in. And I know you are, of course, but it's beautiful and wonderful to be able to move through your whole existence and forgetting how to guard yourself, because that love flows through so powerfully that not only does it begin to steer people away from you who don't have your best interests at heart, they're literally repelled by that love. They cannot stay in your vicinity. Or if they do, their intentions are immediately softened and changed. So it's a gift to you, and it's a gift to those around you, and it's a gift to the world as well. And we're so familiar with wisdom, but love is the other aspect of this awakening, isn't it? And whether we're calling it acceptance or approval or love, we can give this to ourselves right now. Most of us, it's very, very exceptional human being that doesn't need to meet someone who's an example of this first before they open up. Most human beings need to meet at least one being that is broadcasting this unassailable love out into the world, just to see that it's possible. I know I needed that too. I didn't even know there was that kind of love possible. And that love that just kind of transforms everything when it touches it. It redeems it, it makes it whole. It doesn't fix anything because nothing's broken. It just, in its intensity of powerful loving embrace, you cannot simply hold on to any unworthiness in that loving embrace of the self. And whether we're calling it love or grace or the self or awareness, that is its main quality, for want of a better word. Right now, your awareness, the awareness, is totally allowing everything in this moment to be exactly as it is. The one thing awareness cannot do is to try to change anything or reject anything. It doesn't have the capacity to say, this is not right, this is not how it should be. And isn't it doing this right now with your own mind and body? Isn't it completely awareness or love, allowing your egoic sense of self to be as completely as it wants to be? Hasn't it always too? And we can make a huge leap right now in our awakening. Right now, if we begin to act as, speak as this awareness, this pure love. Instead of speaking from the ego about your ego, what would this love say about you? If love had a mouth and it could speak, what would it say? And it would probably start off with telling you that there's absolutely nothing ever changed about you, ever. Nothing ever went wrong for you. And that all the reasons you're saying that you're not ready for this immense ocean of love are simply not true. And that you never had to earn it, deserve it, be ready for it. Nobody can really be ready for this anyway. Whenever it comes, it's always so intense in its embrace. It washes away everything, every idea you have about yourself of being less than already whole and perfect. Perfect and also evolving still. Sounds like a paradox, doesn't it? Perfectly as you've always been. And also this body and mind evolving into allowing and expressing this love. So what's the one thing you can do today, right now, to change your entire life and your awakening? And that is to give yourself a break. Over and over again, I encounter people doing exactly the same thing as I did. And that is to blame myself when, if I believe my thoughts again, I might see that I'm not my thoughts. And then a couple of hours later, I'm buying these thoughts and really having a miserable time. As if there's something I could have done to stop that happening. Finally, when this love got strong enough inside, it had been allowed in tiny bit by tiny bit by tiny bit, and then faster and faster and faster. And there was this one moment where, and there's been 100,000 moments, but the first moment I remember, this immense intensity of love that was just so strong. Well, I thought I was having a heart attack. That was, we were speaking about that last night on the Awakening Together session, but I thought I was having a heart attack. It turned out my heart chakra was just opening and this love was pouring out. The first thing it did was just kind of fill up my body and my mind and left no room at all for any sense of any imperfection. Not that I've finally fixed everything that was wrong and kind of put myself back to factory settings, not like that. That everything I ever think had happened to me to make me less than whole was an utter lie. And that was so clear in this love. And I'm asking you now, if you're willing to let this in a little bit more, if you're willing to allow this in just a little bit more, wouldn't it be nice to feel confident about yourself? Wouldn't it be nice to feel joyful? Wouldn't it be nice to laugh a lot more? Wouldn't it be nice to feel playful, to feel excited? Wouldn't it be nice to look at someone with so much love in your eyes that they're moved to tears? They might not even know why, but they just feel it. Even if they're not even interested in awakening, that just a look from you melts them, and they can't defend themselves or be harsh to themselves while they're with you. There is this ocean, infinite ocean of love. And most human beings go through their whole existence without ever touching it. And even those that open to it, it's infinite. It's never, I'm never going to be able to get to the end of this love. And that is a joyful thing for me. Every time I have a deeper seeing, this love pours through even more strongly. And there is a time where you can't remember how to think a negative thought about yourself or anyone else. And it doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you passive. It can be quite the opposite, in fact. It can move you, this love, to towards change that we need to see in the world right now. But from this place of wholeness where you can't see any flaws or faults. And it's like walking around inside this cushioned, cocooned bubble of love where your presence transforms everything and everyone around you to whatever degree they're open to it. It's not like you're doing anything to make that happen. You're just coming from this true place. Can you begin to tune into this? Can you accept a little bit more today that there is no pre-qualification for this love, but the very fact that you're here is evidence of this love. Love created this body-mind vehicle, your body-mind vehicle. And this perfect love doesn't make any imperfect creations. From perfect to perfect. Again and again, everything it creates, everything is perfect. Including you, your mind and body. It is only our thoughts that say otherwise, isn't it? And if you couldn't somehow think for a moment, if you imagine if you lost the ability to think, would you still be able to berate yourself? Would you still be able to judge yourself so harshly? And I really, really, really would like you to feel this intensity of love that is just waiting for the tiniest moment of, maybe I'm already ready for this. Maybe I never was unworthy. Maybe it's my thoughts that I was unworthy that's kept this love out, because it's such a different frequency. Maybe in the end, the only thing we can do is surrender to it, whether we feel ready or not, whether we feel worthy or not.